In today's world, we're often taught to chase success, recognition, wealth, and comfort. We strive for medals, awards, and applause. But if we're honest, all of these fade with time. Trophies collect dust on shelves. Achievements are forgotten by the next generation. Even our greatest accomplishments eventually lose their shine and become distant memories. But the Bible speaks of a different kind of reward, one that never perishes, never fades, and never loses its value. It's called the Incorruptible Crown. In 1 Corinthians 9:24-25, the Apostle Paul writes, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever." Paul draws his imagery from the ancient athletic games held near Corinth. Athletes trained with incredible discipline for months, even years, for one moment in the spotlight. And what did they receive? A wreath woven from olive or laurel branches placed on their heads as a symbol of victory. But that wreath would soon dry up, crumble, and be forgotten. In contrast, Paul speaks of a prize that never fades, an eternal crown. A reward given not for athletic ability, but for spiritual faithfulness. This incorruptible crown is an eternal reward from God, a recognition of a life lived with purpose, discipline, and devotion to Christ. Let's be clear, this crown is not a reward for being saved. Salvation is a gift, freely given by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. As Ephesians 2:8-9 says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." The incorruptible crown is not about earning salvation, it's about living in response to it. It's a reward for those who run the race of faith with endurance and commitment. So what does it mean to live in such a way as to receive this crown? Paul gives us 4 powerful principles. First, discipline. Paul says everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. Athletes restrict their diets, schedule their rest, follow training routines, and push through pain because they have a goal in mind. Likewise, Christians are called to practice spiritual discipline through prayer, studying scripture, worship, resisting temptation, and living in obedience. Discipline isn't easy. It means denying ourselves things that might feel good in the moment for the sake of something greater. Second, purpose. Paul continues, "I do not run like someone running aimlessly." In other words, this isn't a casual jog, it's a focused pursuit. Christians aren't called to drift through life hoping things work out. We're called to live with direction and purpose. Every day matters. Every choice matters. Every moment is a chance to reflect Christ to the world. Third, endurance. Paul concludes, "I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." The race is long. There will be obstacles, moments of pain, disappointment, and spiritual fatigue. But perseverance is part of the journey. James 1:12 echoes this. "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." The Christian life isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Fourth, holiness. Holiness isn't optional, it's essential. To be holy means to be set apart, to reflect the character of God in how we live, think, speak, and love. It means living a life of integrity, being honest before God and people, faithful in public and in private. The incorruptible crown isn't just for those who believe in Jesus, it's for those who become like him. So how do we apply this to our daily lives? First, we must live with an eternal perspective. When we fix our eyes on what's eternal, our priorities shift. We stop chasing things that won't matter in 100 years and begin investing in things that last. Faith, love, service, truth, and obedience. Second, we cultivate spiritual habits. Just as athletes train their bodies, we train our spiritual well-being. Daily time with God in prayer and His Word strengthens our walk, along with worship, fellowship, generosity, and serving others. Third, we embrace trials as part of our training. No runner grows stronger without resistance. In the same way, God uses life struggles to build our endurance. We encourage others in the race because we're not running alone. We're part of a community called to build each other up and cheer each other on. Finally, we fix our eyes on Jesus. Hebrews 12:1-2 says, "Let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith." Jesus ran His race perfectly. He endured the cross and now sits at the right hand of God, promising to reward those who follow Him faithfully. At the end of our race, the prize is not wealth, recognition, or comfort. It's to hear the words, "Well done, good and faithful servant." That is the incorruptible crown, the reward worth living for. So let me ask you, are you running with purpose? Are you staying disciplined in your faith? Are you persevering even when it's hard? Are you investing in the eternal, or are you distracted by the temporary? Don't live for the applause of the world. Don't run for a crown that fades. Live for what lasts. Run for the crown that never perishes. Because the incorruptible crown is real, and it's waiting for those who finish well.